Hey folks, and welcome to the Pipnotic Symposium for the 10th of July 2021. Sorry for my absence. Over the course of the past week we were traveling to Indonesia from Denmark, and we ran into a boatload of obstacles on the way. Whilst in the air they put Indonesia in lockdown, and the rules that they implemented were really difficult to get around. Children under 12 couldn't fly, and we have a 7-year-old, and so we were in a heap of hurt, and we couldn't really move. We didn't know what to do, and on top of that, we had a 5-night, 6-day quarantine in Jakarta, and so we were on the telephone, I think, for the entire 6-day period, trying to find a way to continue our travels home to Bali. So I didn't sleep almost for the 5 nights. I look at my head and a few extra grey hairs. It was insane, absolutely insane. But we luckily managed to get some help from good people in both in Indonesia and in Spain, and this helped us continue our travels home, which is super good. But I haven't been on the charts for that period. Actually, we had a couple of trades that we were watching on the pound Aussie was the last trade I remember we had open. And that one closed. So let's start off by looking at that. So go to the pound Aussie. It was a short, and we were using X-ray to get into that one. So we have pound Aussie right here. So it was a short. As far as I remember, it was a daily pattern. Let's have a look. Let's see what we got here. Yes, it was right here. So this was a trade, so we sold just here, price poked into that area, and then we went down. But notice that, if we go to bigger time frame, let's just do that over here. Let's go to the daily. Notice that this is wriggling higher, so we're likely not going to move down. Okay, so we got a little bit of a trade going on there. I think we got out just around here because I was expecting price to react, and this actually closed this one out in an expectation that price would continue a little bit higher for the time being. So I was a little bit nervous about holding that for too long. The reason I took this one was because if we look at this a little bit, we had a weekly push lower, and within that week we had on the Thursday and the Friday a lot of selling, and then between the Thursday and the Friday we had a gap lower, and so this is just telling us that we have a lot of selling, and so we were keen on selling somewhere in here. And so I think we shorted right here on this little 4-hour slingshot. Price went down, then we got filled here, and we sat in that area for a long time. It took a long time before price to finally turn around and start to move in our direction. But I actually lost my patience with this trade because I was on the road and wasn't looking at the charts very often, so I closed this out. Yeah, there it is. You can see actually where we got in, just here. So we got in here, and we got out just here, so we didn't even get that big of a trade out of that. The stop was just here. Yeah, so that's what we got in, and that's the reason for taking the trade. It wasn't a beautiful trade, but when you can't manage trades, it's best to remove risk or do whatever you're comfortable with. But that's what I was comfortable with. So okay, let's have a look at some other things. See what's setting. Let's have a look at the American dollar. Sorry, let's have a look at the SP 500. And see what's going. This keeps going higher and higher. Every time I look, the ticker's at the top right corner of the chart. The price is wriggling north, 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 continuing to go so. And this to me is unsustainable. I don't understand why the market is continuing to go higher, considering what's going on with the global economy. The market should be crashing. There's been a lot of economists saying that hyperinflation is upon us all over the place. This constant printing of money continues. This is not sustainable, and so this isn't reality. This is not reality. It's also increasing prices here. This is not the truth as to what's going on. Yeah, people are working from home and all that, but this has to crash, and I think when this crash is going to be a very, very ugly crash. If we look back here, let's go back to the 2008 dive. Let's go to the weekly chart, and we had that here. and price recovered and hasn't looked back. I mean, this was like the crisis in 2008, the banking crisis, and now we had Corona, and it keeps going high. And you think, like, are people working? Are people happy? Do people have money? No, they don't. Most of the people I meet, um, they're having difficulties financially. Many have lost their jobs. A lot of economic hardship is upon many people. Most people, unless you own Amazon or Zoom or some other technology that is facilitating getting things delivered to your home, because this is what people need if they're under lockdown, which the majority of the world is on and off at the moment, or if you provide technologies that enables people to stay connected during times of working from home. I mean, these are the stocks that you want to be buying. Um, the S&P 500, obviously we have Amazon in there. I'm guessing, I don't exactly know what stocks are in the S&P 500, but these are the ones that are pulling us higher. So if you look at something else that's a bit of a wider perspective, such as, let's say, the top 2,000, something like maybe the Russell, maybe there's going to be, maybe, I don't know, I haven't looked at the Russell chart for a while, but it could be increasing slightly less aggressively, because this includes more of the smaller companies, where this is just a kind of handful of the really big ones. And a lot of these big companies, I mean, they're too big to fail. They're providing goods and services to people who need them during a time where the people can't go anywhere. And so this is probably going to continue going higher, but this is not sustainable over the longer term due to what's going on with fiscal policy. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm certainly not buying for the time being. I'm just a little bit cautious about buying anything in the stock market for the time being. Okay, so let's have a look at Bitcoin as well. See what? Oops, I'm going to put it on the other chart. Bitcoin. This is this is probably showing a different picture. This has had a bit of a pullback. Let the chart update. Now we're starting to maybe build a base here. Let's have a look here on the daily chart. Yeah, so you can see here that we were looking at this area here. Price tore through it and just punched through it. We went to the beginning of the buy zone, which is here, slingshot right there. Price pulled back. We came to it, we rejected, and so now this seems to be holding for the time being. So longer term, we could be looking to go higher. If you look at, I mean, this is a CFD, so this is not completely accurate data, but you can see that if you look at the bodies of the candles, we're kind of going down, but we're having divergence occurring. So maybe we could see some increase in buying and selling at supply here. This is an interesting area of supply because this gave us a base historically. How price left, slingshot was pulled back, we departed, tested the child, tested the parent, we went deep into the buy zone, which is right there, and this one tore through it. The area that is responsible for moving it is this one here. So this one is gone, this one is in place. So shorts at this area here could be quite interesting. Keep in mind that we do have this going on as well, so this could be maybe some of the institutions who are beginning to play with cryptos kind of beginning to buy at a discount. But this area here is still looking very attractive, so there's certainly room for this to continue to move lower. But if you're using the histogram, you would have been warned that Bitcoin was a clear sell all the way back here. Oops, that was a very straight line. All the way down here where we started to have printing high, 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 had low, low, low. And so we were being told here that it was time to move, time to correct. And price did that quite nicely, so we managed to pull all the way down here. And if you look at this here, to the highs, around here is about 50%, and price kind of came to that 50% point and began to find some support, attract some buyers because we're at a discount, 50% discount. We're about $30,000 down here. We're about 60 up here, so that's a 50% discount. That's a huge discount. So that's what we're looking at there. Looking for entries. If we have a look on the smaller time frame, let me go down to the hourly. Let's have a look. Because this is where price tested, but we haven't done anything. See, nothing's occurred, so price is sitting sideways, so there's no reason to buy yet, because there's no evidence that we are seeing any strong buying. Price is just poking. We poked into the buy zone. Okay, we had this nice area here. This caused the let me get these on there. We had something here. I think this was the daily area that we looked at, or maybe this one was one of these here. Price sat on it. We cut through it from here. Price went all the way down to the buy zone. We tested the area, and now we're kind of stuck. We're going a little bit deeper and deeper and deeper. You know, so we have the plate of pancakes here, which is here. So I'll try and do this in order so it makes more sense. So like this, and then you have these plate of pancakes, and they're going away one by one. This one is gone, this one, removed a few here, this one's gone. So we went a little bit deeper, and so we're going to be looking at the area of demand that's below this price point should price continue to move lower. But we don't know what's going on just yet. That would be really nice if this is removed. So we have price kind of moving around and then rally, accumulate, and pop. This would give us confidence to buy here because this one has been removed by this demand. But that has not happened yet, so there's nothing to do. Of course, you can do intraday stuff. You go to the smaller time frames if you feel so inclined, and have a look. We have the same thing going on. So we have something similar going on here. This is not where I spend a lot of my time, but we had something here. It was removed by this. So this one is there. Sorry, a little bit longer. Okay, tested, removed. This one traded. Sorry, this one traded through it. Removing this one. So we need this to go before we can do anything. We did have something here. Tested. See the pancakes going away, gone. The area that did it is something in here. Okay, so this is gone, and up to here for a challenge. Let's have a look in there and see what is actually inside here. Yes, we got a little continuation pattern here. We got the software found it nicely. So this would be the area. Okay, so this is like the highest area. This is kind of like a slingshot. Pull back. We tested this area, telling us we have price sensitivity at that area. Price tested, slingshot there, a little bit deeper, and now it's gone. This one did it. Price goes up, we tested it, and now we're moving higher. So we do have some other areas above. We have also, this is nothing, so I wouldn't be comfortable doing much there. But we do have, yeah, we have this one here, which was tested. This one removed it, tested, and then price rallied. This is the shallow one. This is the one that caused it. There's potentially something down in here, but I don't like this very much because price has already been to this area here. So I would expect price to, if this does hold it, or if this area holds it, I expect price to have a deeper retracement. We'll have to see what happens there. Okay, so let's have a look at something else. Let's have a look at the pound American dollar. Let's have a look on this, the X-ray. I'm really enjoying the X-ray charts again because it's super fast to do the analysis. And for those of you who don't know what X-ray is, it's just a utility we have at Pipnotic that enables you to see multiple time frame candles, multiple time frame bars on the same chart. Okay, and so if you look here we can see the red is the daily, the orange or the yellow is the weekly, and the purple is the monthly. And so when you can see stuff like, see, so we had a very big, let's see if we can find that. So we had something in here. We had like price turn from there. So what's that saying? That's saying that we have a sell zone from here. Okay, so we get that to update, and it was tested, and now it's removed. So you ask yourself the question, what area removed that? Let's go to the smaller time frame candles, and we can have a look at that, and then we can shed a bit of light on what it is that actually caused price to move above that area. And if you just look at the candles here, you can see we had big sell-off. Price tested that area that we saw historically. We moved away. We started to get these higher lows and higher highs. Okay, price went up. Looks like we had a slingshot pull back here to this weekly accumulation, and then this is where price went. But this is not strong trading just here. And we had, you can see these are all white candles. You see the tops of the boxes are white. This means they're accumulation candles on the weekly chart. And so this is not a price imbalance candle. Okay, the price imbalance candle, they don't come until much lower. So if we continue to look, you can see we have, yeah, this is not showing a lot of strength, sorry. There's no strength in this. This is just price kind of wriggling weekly, going up and going down. We had a nice push higher. Price, we had this kind of a pin bar. This is a wick on the weekly candle. Price left, we tested, we came down, we started to break down. And now price finally showed a bit of strength from here. And this is where we managed to move above the top of this pin bar. Price returned to that, so we could say that this is the low. Okay, price went up, slingshot was the low, the close here, and this is where price went through. We had a continuation pattern on the way. Price went there. We kind of, on the 4-hour chart, we had a reaction. The price went down. We went beyond the buy zone. We had a reaction. We went through it, but what I'm seeing now, just by looking at this chart, I don't know for sure, we can have a look, but I think that what we're seeing is probably something like this on price and this on the histogram. But let's have a look. So this is, you need to see this on the daily candle, daily chart rather. This is what we're probably seeing. I gotta see where we are. So okay, this is bleeding edge. We're probably, okay, so this is what we're probably seeing, this is what we're looking at, but there's probably something here. We have this, and we have a couple of lower humps here. Let's wait for the histogram to load. But this is it's just very clear, it hasn't loaded, but I can see what's going on. We have divergence, price pushed lower, we moved higher, the slingshot was pulled back, and then we rallied, accumulated, rallied. Let's get this histogram to load, come on. And this is where price departed from. So we had something in here, and we had something in here, which was tested, and now seems to be removed. So there's probably something in here. Okay, here you can see it. Yeah, so we had the histogram, we had this. Okay, and then price is slowly wriggling, and here we had that level that we just drew, tested. Now it's removed. So if we zoom in a little. Yeah, we went up to the slingshot, the sell zone, right to it. We came back, and now we moved through it. So there's probably something around here, or if you want to be more careful, this could be the slingshot, and this is the level. Just here, the buy zone, slingshot, price pop north. So here at maybe the 138.24 area, in expectation the price wriggles north. But looking at this, so let me go to a bigger time frame. Let's go to the daily. But looking at this, I think this is a one, maybe the weekly. But looking at this, we also have this happening as well. Oops, that was an ugly one. We probably have something like that here. Let's let it load. You can't really see it. Let's go here on the weekly. And we're probably seeing this occur here. Let's see if it can happen before the chart snaps back. Yeah, I think we're probably going to see like a higher histogram here, which I can't see just yet. Come on. Yes, so we have that occurring as well. We have price moving lower also here, and the opposite is being told here, and the same here. So this is like run, 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 push, push, push. It's not really telling the same story, is it? And as a result, we started to break to the upside here, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. This is a really nice area. Price flew up, we pulled back, we moved to the edge of this area, so we had We had this area that was tested. This one removed it. Price tested the area and just continued going north. But here we have market structure failure. But we have not moved below any of these lows. We want to see some of these lows removed. There's no demand in here, at least on the weekly. We're also getting a sell signal just here, which we got around here. And now we're starting to form a nice pattern. So we could take some short positions from around here. I'd be a little bit careful with that because I'd prefer that price managed to move below here. But this would be a very, very early entry at the 140-100 area. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, let me do one more. Let me do one more pair. I'm going to do the American dollar Swiss franc. This is one that we've been watching a lot. We were like bullish on the dollar Swiss franc for quite some time now. Let's see, let it load. Alright, there it is. So if we zoom out, we go here to the weekly. You can see probably something similar going on with all these objects. So my wife and son are playing in the pool in the background, so it's a little bit noisy. My apologies for that. But here you can see as well that we had, can't see it, but we had price pushing down. On the weekly it's going to be a lot clearer. Here where we had big decreases in price and slightly less dramatic decreases in the histogram, telling us that maybe price is finding a base here. And so we had this area of demand, price tested it. If we would have had a 2, size 2 of the demand, this would have been a beautiful trade. This is what we normally do. We take 2 times the size of the area for the stop, so we would have just missed our stop. And then price is now trying to find out where it needs to go. But we had some buy signals down here in the lows. If we zoom in, yeah, we started to get those here. Form this demand, price tested the area. Now we had a nice reaction. So if price manages to move above this high, we could see price continue higher. But it wouldn't surprise me if price wanted to wriggle back down to here, and potentially even back down to here where the buy zone was established. Okay, good. Well, I'm going to leave it at that. We've been rambling now for 23 minutes. I hope this was interesting. If you have any questions, please let me know. And once again, apologies for delayed responses in emails and stuff like that. I've been on the water with my travels, but we're here now and back home, and everything is good. Okay, thanks for watching, and have a super weekend.